In northwest Georgia, just south of Chattanooga, lies the battlefield of Chickamauga. This battle took place 2 months before the Battle of Ringgold I told you about in the last video, in late September 1863. It was unusually cold for September. Both sides were forbidden to have campfires for warmth. The Union Army was plagued with thirst. Their canteens ran dry as the Confederates blocked their access to the Chickamauga Creek. Just like in Chattanooga and Ringgold, the fact that 4 railroads converged near here made this battle important on both sides. Both sides would suffer enormous losses here. The Union Army, under the command of William S. Rosecrans, lost 16,000 men here out of his 60,000 troops. The Confederates, under the command of General Braxton Bragg, suffered casualties of 18,454 men out of 65,000 of their troops. That made the total number of troops killed at Chickamauga at 34,624. To put that into perspective, the total number of Americans killed in action in the Vietnam War was 41,000. The enormous losses made Chickamauga the second bloodiest battle of the war, behind Gettysburg. The battle at Chickamauga was a win for the Confederate Army, but it had lost 20% of its force in just one battle. General Bragg wanted to recapture Chattanooga from the Union Army, but the losses at Chickamauga, which included 10 Confederate generals, made him stand down, which turned the victory at Chickamauga into a strategic defeat. The Confederate dead at Chickamauga included Brigadier General Benjamin Hardin Helm, a West Point graduate from Kentucky. He was also Abraham Lincoln's brother-in-law. He was married to Mary Todd Lincoln's sister, Emily. Thomas Jefferson's great-grandson, Union Major Philip Sidney Coolidge, died here, at least presumably. His body was never recovered. He was only 33 years old. Coolidge was an educated astronomer. He even mapped the rings of Saturn. The Union Army also lost a famous poet, Brigadier General William Haynes Lytle. His most famous poem was Antony and Cleopatra. The line, "I am dying, Egypt, dying," was from his poem. His Union comrades were forced to leave Lytle's body on the battlefield, but then walked up some Confederate troops who knew Lytle from his service in the Mexican-American War. They posted an honor guard around his body until it could be returned to the Federals. Chickamauga Battlefield was the first national military park, established in 1895. It became the model for all future national military parks.